Good morning, Vietnam. Actually, I mean good morning, everybody in the whole world. I'm Jeff Teague in Raleigh, North Carolina, salesperson with Fred Anderson Toyota, and this is my friend Ali. So, Ali, what are you doing here? Who are you?
I'm a Master Diagnostic Technician with Toyota. Been working at Fred Anderson for over 20 years.
Wow.
Been working on Toyotas for 35 years.
That's excellent. Have you ever worked on any other brands of vehicles?
The only other thing I've ever worked on was military vehicle, track, and armored vehicles.
That is very interesting. So a lot of our viewers, I asked them last week, what kind of questions would you have involving auto mechanics, auto repair, auto maintaining? So let's start. First of all, M. Lebowski said, I have my Toyota dealer change my transmission fluid on my 2010 Tacoma at 50,000 miles. I want to change it again at 100,000. Should I have them change just the fluids, or should I have them also change the screen and fluid?
Just changing the fluid should be enough. Most of our vehicles use WS fluid, which is a lifetime fluid. Usually does not last a lifetime. Good idea is to replace it about every 80K, 100K. If you're changing every 50K, it's not going to hurt it, but you should really never have to change the filter on it.
Okay, great. Viewer Paul asks, if you were to buy a Toyota and wanted to keep it for over 10 years, would a hybrid be a good choice?
Yes, hybrids are fairly low in maintenance costs, dependable vehicles.
Okay, excellent. And then a follow-up to that is, Preston Elmer said, I have a Camry hybrid. It has 68,000 miles on it. No issues thus far. We wouldn't expect any then. But regarding hybrids, what are the most common non-scheduled maintenance items you could get after, say, 100,000 miles?
About 150K to 200K, they can have batteries going bad on them. Some of the inverters have gone bad before.
Mm-hmm.
But most of those right now are under warranty still with 150K on them. And I think Toyota's still working to make them work even longer.
Okay.
And if you drive the vehicle normally,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what normal is,
Right.
is 150K is normal. If you cover the breathing area for the battery's supposed to stay cool.
Right.
If you cover that area, the life of the battery is shortened.
Okay, that makes total sense. I see those cab drivers in New York City have over 400,000 miles on their vehicles. Is there anything to do with if you drive them more often versus just a traditional driving it to work and back? Anything about battery length or longevity?
I haven't seen many issues with our taxis and Ubers around here.
Yeah.
With those going bad too often. I would still stick to 150K to 200K on those batteries, probably need for replacement. I have seen them at 300K that nobody's ever replaced them before.
That's amazing. All right, next one is from viewer Donaldson Cole. He said he just purchased a 2019 SR5 Premium 4Runner. Congratulations, that's awesome. He loves it. He says, any areas of concern he should be aware of because he just bought a 4Runner?
The most common thing I've seen with the 4Runners is sometimes if they haven't used a 4-wheel drive for over a year, for over 2 years, it may stick. It's a good idea to use them maybe once a month, once every other month, just for a short period of time. Make sure everything works. The time to find out if your 4-wheel drive is working or not is not when you're in snow, you put it in and nothing works. As long as we're going over that area. Also, we have really high sophisticated technology on the radio system, and up to 36,000 miles, they all have free updates. After that, they will have to pay for it. So it's a good idea that if you bring your vehicle for service and you haven't hit 36,000 miles, ask him if there's any updates for the transmission, updates for the radio, stuff that you can normally get for free, even if you don't need it. Ask for them, see if there's update, can I do this? And we'll check. If there is not, we won't do anything. And if there is, it's under warranty.
That is a really good tip for everybody. I mean, we have people who buy new vehicles all the time that I hear from. They're very excited, but that's a good tip. So when they come in for service, ask if there are any software updates that might be available for their car. That is great. In your mind, 4Runner is a pretty dependable vehicle over the long haul?
Over the long haul, Forerunners have been fantastic. The Forerunner we have now, I haven't seen it long enough to
Yeah.
really tell you. It's a lot of updates on it, but Forerunner has been very, very reliable so far.
That is great. It's one of my favorite ones. So.
It is one of mine also.
I feel like a news reporter. All right, everybody. Next thing we have here is SC writes, I'd like to know if it's okay to have the electric AC running while the hybrid engine is off all night while camping. He's wondering about camping with a hybrid like the new RAV4 hybrid. So what about the AC running?
If you're gonna run it for a long time, it's probably not a good idea because it's gonna put a heavy load on the inverter system on it, and it's probably gonna overheat it. As reliable as that AC system is, it's designed for a normal car usage rather than run it only off the inverter, which is if you park the car and you run it off the electric system, it runs off the high voltage battery. The inverter have to charge the high voltage battery, and the inverter is going to overheat just sitting there. They probably wouldn't notice it, but they're going to shorten the life of the inverter, and that's an expensive part to the car.
Okay. All right, next one. Viewer Glenn Lowe says, is the clunk or grinding noise when my 2019 RAV4 Adventure engages and disengages the driveline disconnect, is that normal? It's getting louder and the grinding is new. What do you think when you hear this about diagnosing a vehicle, first of all?
To me, the warning in that what you just said was it's new. If it's something that is doing didn't do before, there may be some issue. But a minor clunk or a minor noise as you first go into four-wheel drive, as the specific shafts kicks in and kicks out, is normal. I hesitate to diagnose a car without ever putting an eye on it.
I wondered about that. It's like, hey, by the way, take my advice and it'll be fine, but you haven't seen it.
Yes. So it would be really good to have the car checked at a dealership, make sure that it's good, make sure somebody says that it's good, and in case something goes wrong, then they have it documented. Minor clunks and minor noises, as they go in, they last for a short period of time. When an extra member of the system kicks in, is absolutely normal.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. All right, and Stephanie Lynn says, in your experience, which Toyotas are the most reliable that you've seen over time?
But first, let's qualify.
Okay.
Some of the ones that are brand new, with brand new technology, we can't say reliability yet because they haven't been here long enough. The ones that have been here long enough, the Camrys, the Priuses, the Tacomas are fantastic in how they keep on working and nothing breaks on them. Tacomas happen to be Toyota technicians' favorite vehicle. We are not necessarily fans of Priuses, but they're lasting forever and they're low maintenance. And Camrys proven reliability year after year after year. And ones we have just come up with the new technology is to prove themselves. Yet to see what happens with them.
Yeah. Scott writes, when should you change the oil in your Toyota? Should it be 3,000 miles or should you follow the owner's manual?
There is two types of oil out there. One of them is synthetic oil.
Right.
One of them is a regular oil, petroleum product. On the synthetic, the rule of thumb is every 10,000 miles.
Okay.
On a petroleum base, the rule of thumb is every 5,000 miles. We have some heavier use vehicles like Tundras, which the owner's manual say to change the oil every 5,000 miles. However, with every package that's given to the customers on the day one when they buy their car, there's a scheduled maintenance one. If you at all have a question, look at that book. It will tell you air filters, oil, transmission, coolant, when to service them all. Also, this is the same sort of the stuff that they have to do to keep up their family plans up.
Okay, great. All right, this is something that I was thinking about. You see so many cars, so many customers. What's one piece of advice or a tip that you could give somebody that they can do from their own homes or driveways to keep their car lasting as long as possible?
Most important one, probably keep tire pressures right. And most of our cars today have the low tire pressure sign on.
Yeah.
if you see that one on, stop by and get some air in the tires. Change the oil and filters normally. Some people can do it themselves, some won't, but it helps the engine stay young longer. And really most important is listen to your car, see if something is changed, and don't let it go for too long. It's just like any other sickness. If your car is trying to tell you something that you're used to and you don't take it in and have it taken care of, it can get worse. So listen, feel, and if you think it needs to be checked out, have it checked out so it doesn't get worse.
Yeah, that makes total sense. About the tire pressure, obviously that helps the tires themselves. Does it have any other benefit to other parts of the car by maintaining that tire pressure?
It keeps a better gas mileage. It keeps the engine working less harder than it needs to. And it keeps the transmission in better health.
Okay, great. And our viewer, Jim in New Mexico, has a question. What are some of the common questions that you get from customers that they just want to know more about?
The most common one we get are the high-tech stuff.
Okay.
Lane keep assist cameras, the millimeter radar wave in the bumpers, the sonars in the parking assist, and even though the salesman shows them most of the stuff.
I'm sure they all do, right?
Hey, absolutely. They should read the owner's manual, understand under what conditions these stuff don't work, understand that Toyota says do not rely on them 100% because they're not self-driving cars yet. And they should understand when it's supposed to work, when it's supposed to cancel. A lot of folks are bringing their car in and making complaint that saying the lane keep assist don't work under this condition, or if you have to show them in the owner's manual that that's the vehicle is going into safe mode.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point. I have a 18 Camry XLE, and a lot of times when it's foggy or rainy, it'll say that this system has been deactivated because it's not meant to work in heavy rains or...
Yes, it automatically cancels itself, doesn't give you too many warnings. You just activate it and don't see the result.
Right. So this goes out to all you salespeople, and I know I have a lot of Toyota salespeople watching my channel. Please show your customers how to use the lane departure alert, how steering assist can guide them back into their lane, how they can activate it themselves or turn it off. Same thing with the pre-collision system. There's a lot of new technology, and a lot of these folks are not used to this. As salespeople, we're not used to this, so get to know it, learn it, and show it to your customers. Let them test it out so that they know how to use it once they leave your lot, because otherwise they're going to be bugging this guy here, and we don't want that, because then he's going to come to me.
Yeah. Please also use your owner's manuals.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all across the world, please in the comment section, thank Ali. He took time off on his day off. Actually, I'm here on my day off, but this is about him. So we're both here to help you and bring you new knowledge. This is a new series, Ask the Master Diagnostic. So write down any questions you have for upcoming videos. Would you like to do any further videos with it?
Sure, I'll help you whenever you need it.
Okay, sounds great. Also, one thing I'm exploring is, what do you guys think about the possibility of us doing a live YouTube video where you can write your comments and questions as we're answering them? Do you think that's something that you would all do? I don't want to do it if there are only going to be 5 people in the chat room. So let me know, and I will see you next time. Thanks again so much, Ali.
You're welcome.
And say goodbye to the whole world.
Bye-bye, whole world.